Tito Ortiz just walked in the studio. And we're talking with Tito Ortiz in here. Tito, you actually got to referee a pro match in TNA for Jeff Jarrett. And
Yep.
were you who were you working the match with, Angle or who?
I actually know it was Jeff Jarrett and Kevin Nash.
Kevin.
Yeah. It was cool. I've always been a huge fan of wrestling. Back in the day as Junkyard Dog. And,
JYD.
Yeah, that's way before. And, I assumed wrestling as professional wrestling throughout all wrestling. And I walked into the wrestling room in high school, and I was like, where's the ring at?
Yeah, where's the ring? Ding, ding, ding.
Well, one put after another, and I found out what the real sport's about. And, I look back now, and I've got an awesome career since of it.
Wrestling. You like the girl wrestlers?
Of course I do.
The divas?
There's some hot ones. Let me tell you. I'm a taken man, of course, but it's always nice to look at a beautiful woman wrestling.
Yeah, you are a taken man by Miss Jenna Jameson.
Yes.
God bless her soul.
Mine too.
You got so lucky.
I know. God,
You wake up in the morning and go, I'm married to Jenna Jameson?
Oh, actually, we're not married. I think marriage
might as well be.
Marriage is not for us. I don't think. We've both been through marriages, and but I'm very thankful every day. I wake up. I got a best friend. So
you got a best friend.
Every man's looking for a best friend, and I'm lucky to find one.
And you got a 6-year-old son. You got twins on the way. I mean, could anything in life be more perfect? You got Dana White on the ropes. I mean, this is good.
I think the next best thing is just healing 100% after back surgery, and I'm about 60% on the way there. So I'm excited for this next 40.
After that, it's you, me, Big Bear, and
Bring it.
I tell you.
You want to talk about you never breathed so hard in your life? Go up there for the first 3 days.
I don't know,
It'll
but
change your life.
Juanito's going to join you in that. I understand he's going to charge you the actual cost it takes to run a camp.
It doesn't even deserve his name coming out of your mouth.
MMAspace.com was founded or co-founded by Jonathan Gates. He joins us now. Jonathan, why did you guys do this? Why did you find the need for MMAspace.com?
The reason why we created it is because there's Facebook, there's MySpace out there, but there's so much out there. It's kind of hard for MMA fans and fighters and sponsors and anything else to communicate with each other.
What was the preponderance? Was the preponderance going for Couture at that point? Well, the mass. I don't want to say. I guess the masses. Yeah, were the masses going for Randy?
In the last fight, yeah, everybody was a big Randy fan. I mean, come on.
I still am a Randy fan.
I am too.
Randy's the man.
But I'll ask both of you guys, and then I'm gonna throw it around the round table here. We'll start with Tito. Is Brock Lesnar getting everything he deserves or more?
I think he's getting everything he deserves. I think he did the hard work in amateur wrestling to get him to the professional wrestling career, and he thought he'd take a step to mixed martial arts. And all the praises to him. All the hard work shows, and he's one of the toughest guys at heavyweight now.
Was the first fight, though, against Frank Mir stopped prematurely?
No, he almost got his leg broken.
No.
Oh, with the first time, the blows behind the head.
Yeah, blows behind the head. Frank Mir obviously turned into the blows, right?
Yeah, well, you can't strike a guy. Even if the guy's turning away, you can't strike him still in the back of the head.
Well, how are you going to stop that 50-pound hand of his coming in?
As a man being a sport guy as he is, he should be able to have some type of control. So.
So it's a control issue. Okay.
Oh, 100%.
All right. Jonathan? Your take, the MMAspace.com's take on Brock Lesnar, is he in over his head, or is he the man?
So far, he's the man. You're stepping up to the biggest promotion right there. All eyes are on him, and he lost the first one, but the last two he's looked unbelievable. It's good for the sport. And more eyes on on MMA. That's all that matters.
It really is. And the boxing people right now, Ryan Hass, are saying that MMA is a fad. And if it's a fad, it's the biggest damn fad I've ever seen, man.
That's what they said about Supercross and about extreme sports.
Yeah.
Snowboarding. Those guys all they do is smoke weed and go snowboard. And look at it now.
They smoke weed?
Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, didn't you hear about the guy who tested
next show positive? We start is going to be called Snowcross.
Yeah, right.
Ryan, what's your take on Lesnar? You're a fighter.
I think Brock's the man. I'm not a huge into that wrestling, or I like wrestling, but not the whole WWF stuff that Brock came from. But I think that his crowd that he brings from WWF is huge for the UFC and for the MMA world. But also, I think that Brock's the man. I knew going into that he was going to just guerrilla style Randy Couture. And
would he have guerrilla styled him though 5 years ago or 10 years ago when Randy was picking apart guys his size on a daily basis?
I think so.
I disagree on that one.
Randy,
I mean, you understand, Randy's 45 years old. 5 years ago when he was 40, it was like he was 35.
Yeah.
And
I think
he looked small in this last fight. You look at him, he looked really skinny. That's the smallest I ever seen him look. I wish he was that skinny when I fought him. But he was, I mean, he weighed in at, 220, I think?
Something like that?
Yeah, he looked thin. He just looked like he was wore out. And I know a lot of it goes back to Dana White. I think he was just pulling the... People don't see this, what happens behind closed doors.
Pulling strings.
Strings left and right. When your mind's not focused on a fight, things like that happen.
You got the nuts to say that about Dana White?
I say what I want. I say that's what people love me. I speak my mind, and I don't care what happens after.
John Halverson, your take, Brock Lesnar, Randy Couture. I know you've got a favorite. You've worked for Randy and Kim. You've fought for them. You've trained at Extreme Couture. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Man, it's Brock's a beast. I mean, it is what it is. Of course, I was rooting for Randy. But, yeah, Brock's definitely legit. There's nobody that can doubt his skill, and he just keeps getting better every fight. So, props to him.
The MMAspace.com, Jonathan Gates joins us. We're just doing a little bit of a roundtable discussion. We'll throw it over to Steve. Steve, Brock was trained and still is trained by Marty Morgan, the 16-year assistant head coach at Minnesota, now retired from that position, but training Brock full-time. He knows Randy like the back of his hand. He worked out with Randy. He wrestled with Randy. He's a good friend of Randy's. And it's okay to be friends with people you fight because generally the fight's over. Then you go back to being friends. What is your take on that fight? Did he come out and just totally dominate because of size, or was there some skill involved?
I believe there's a lot of skill involved, but also his size had to play.
Just turn him up if you would. Thank you. He's starting to whisper. There you go.
I'm sorry. I think there's a lot of skill involved, but his size was a big part of it. After the fight, Brock said that he wanted to stand and clinch with Randy just to see if Randy was strong enough to throw him.
And leverage is everything. Randy knows how to use that cage. You guys work up against that metal every day.
Yeah, you got to give it to Brock. He showed he wasn't able to get taken down easy. He showed he had great skill with his hands. He stayed alive in all situations and got off his back when he almost got taken down. But like I say, someone who's 248 pounds who moves like a 220-pounder is kind of scary.
Okay,
I just see a little flashback from when I first started my career at 22 years old. I got a world title when I fought Frank Shamrock after only 3 fights, and I lost in the into the fourth round there. But the next fight I fought Vanderlei Silva, and I was only in the sport for only a year and a half, and I became the first light heavyweight world champion and defended my world title 5 consecutive times, and no other light heavyweight has done that. Can Brock Lesnar do that same? Possibly.
We'll see.
And, it's great to see a fellow wrestler come up and be successful as he's done through wrestling.
Could Stephen Neal, your old college teammate,
he beat him.
He not only beat him, he threw him around like a rag doll.
Yeah, no, I back when I wrestled at Cal State Bakersfield, Stephen Neal was the man. He used to kick my butt every single day almost. I think through the whole year I might have got maybe 5 takedowns at the most. But he made me a lot tougher, and I've always tried to get him and pull him into MMA, and he's like, no, my parents won't agree with it. But look at him now. He's one of the best offensive lines.
He's got 3 rings, right?
Yeah, it's
not bad.
Man, opportunities that are given, take advantage of them when they come.
But the long-lasting companies generally are long-lasting because they treat their fighters as fairly as they possibly can financially and still survive. They provide the right kind of health insurance and care for their individuals with doctors and ambulatory needs.
They usually don't deny claims, right?
Usually, yeah.
Unless you're Tito Ortiz and you fight for the UFC.
Well, come on now.
No, it's not come on now. That's 100% fact.
Exactly.
I fight for them for 11 years, and I have back surgery because I've been needing it for the last 5 years, and they deny the claim, saying that it did never happen in the octagon. Well, it's kind of funny. I remember Dana going, just get injections in your back. You'll be fine. You'll be able to fight this fight. Here, take these pills.
He denied that?
Yeah, they denied the claim.
No.
Denied the claim. After 11 years, I give my heart and soul to them peoples. And it's fine. Like I said, best revenge is success, and I'm going to be successful no matter what.